Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing another build, attempting to use terrain manipulation. The whole idea behind this build was that I was going to do like an inclined driveway. I wanted to use terrain manipulation, but not in a huge way, just kind of like as a way of easing into it. And what's kind of funny about this is that I found a picture on Google of like a mid-century, I think it was like a 70s type house, because I've been wanting to do that kind of build lately using all the new retro stuff that came with Get Famous. And so my idea was I was going to replicate that house, use the inclined driveway, and do the inside like in a super 70s way. What ended up happening is I did use the terrain manipulation a little bit, smoothed it out, and eventually pretty much flattened it. I wasn't feeling it at all. Even in the thumbnail and the screenshots, you can tell that it's not really even inclined anymore. It's basically flat. So what started out as a terrain manipulation build turned into just a regular build. But I would say, I say this about every single build, but this one actually is my favorite one that I've ever done, I think. I love the 70s theme so much. I think it's so cool, and I think I did a pretty good job with the interior of the house. The exterior, for such a long time, I was like, wow, what a mess. This is not working out. It took me a very long time to finally feel like I liked what I was doing. Even now, as I'm building this, I'm like, this is just a huge square. It looks terrible. I don't like houses that are one big square. There needs to be a little bit more character. So I played around and I kind of just stuck with it and turned it into something that I think is really a cool build. It is on the gallery, and unfortunately I did use like every single pack for this, so it might be a little hard to download if you don't have all the packs, but I feel like I really needed to use all the packs for this because it is a pretty big house and it's very detailed as well, and I really just wanted to go all out with it, and I think it turned out really well. For the first little while, I'm just like, I didn't have much confidence at all. I was just trying to replicate the picture that I found on Google, and as I normally do, I eventually just start doing my own thing, and I think it came together pretty nicely. So we're gonna watch this come together, and since this is a pretty long video, it took me a long time to do this. It's about 30 minutes with the screenshots, so I thought what I would do is, because I just reached my 150 subscriber milestone, which I'm really excited about, so thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel, or even just not even subscribed, just watched my channel or clicked on a video or anything like that. Any kind of support, I appreciate all of it so much. And so I thought a fun idea would be to fill this build up a little bit with a Q&A. So I reached out on Twitter and asked for you guys to post some of your questions, and I can answer them in my video, just as something to talk about, because this is a quite a long video. And once we get through the questions, we will talk about the build a little bit. And yeah, so I'm just going to get started with the questions. From Trippy D on Twitter, he asks, what is your favorite type of pizza? Do you speak other languages? Cat or dog person? What country do you live in? And how long have you been a simmer? So my favorite type of pizza is pierogi pizza. They have it at Boston Pizza, but I make it at home, and it's really, really good. It's just like potatoes and bacon and cheese and sour cream on pizza, and it's so good. That is hands down my favorite type of pizza. Do I speak other languages? No, I don't. I struggle with English enough as it is. I do not speak any other languages. I took French in school for like 7 years, but didn't really get much from that. I can speak a little bit, but not 8 years worth, that's for sure. Cat or dog person? Dog 1000%. I don't hate cats, it's just that I recognize that dogs are superior, that's all. I do have a cat, and I just kind of like, I don't know why. I'm not a cat person really, but yeah, definitely dog person. What country do you live in? I live in Canada, and I believe it to be the greatest country in the world. Everybody believes that about their country, but Canada is really, really beautiful, and it's a great place to live. I'm very, very thankful to live here. How long have you been a simmer? I've been a simmer for about 16 years, ever since I think I was 10 years old when I started playing The Sims. My mom ordered me the Sims Deluxe Edition from a Scholastic Book Fair catalog, and I never looked back. It's been out of control ever since. So thank you, Trippy D, for your questions on Twitter. Stephanie on Twitter asks, What are things that you like to improve on skill-wise? Doesn't have to be in regards to simming, can also be general in life. So I can answer for both. In The Sims, I would like to improve on landscaping for sure. It's definitely one of my biggest struggles. I feel like I haven't come that far in my landscaping skills since I started building, and it's definitely something I'd like to develop on a little bit more, because I feel like landscaping can add so much. You can see I'm just flattening this terrain that I've already raised. It's so funny to me that I just gave up. But yeah, landscaping is definitely something I'd like to work on in simming. And in real life, right now I'm trying to improve my knitting skills. Right now I do knit a little bit, and it's mostly just I knit scarves for my dogs, but I would like to increase my skills a little bit so I can make something a little harder than that, not just like a long strip. But I don't know, I usually watch YouTube videos and that kind of helps me, but I would like to get better at knitting. So thank you, Stephanie, for the question. Simply Erica on Twitter asks, what was the first Sims game you've ever played, and how old were you when you played it? Like I said, I was 10 when I started playing The Sims, and it was the Sims Deluxe Edition, and I can't remember exactly what came with that game. It was like Making Magic maybe, and I forget what it was called, but it was like nightlife type thing. I remember there were like celebrities in the game, like real life celebrities. I think Marilyn Monroe was in it. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago, but that was the first Sims game I've ever played. Fox on Twitter asks, what program do you use to record and edit your videos, and how do you do voiceovers for your speed builds? The program I use to record my videos is OBS, and to edit my videos I use VSDC Video Editor. It's a free video editing software and I love it. It's super easy to use and it's got everything you need. It's free as well, which is really nice. I was using Filmora when I first started, but there's like a watermark and you have to pay for it, and I'm not about that life, so I don't use Filmora anymore. VSDC is actually a really good one. I recommend it for sure, especially if you're kind of new to it. It's very easy to use. And how do I do the voiceovers for my speed builds? Basically, I just render the video, like I speed it up, watch it over, and talk along with it. And that's all on my video editing software that I just mentioned. So I also use my phone, my iPhone, to record my audio. I did buy a microphone a couple of weeks ago, and I plugged it into my computer, attempted to use it, and it worked. It recorded my voice, but there was so much background noise. It was like this fuzzy echo sound, and I'm in a silent room. There's nothing going on in here, and it's picking up on this really weird sound, and I couldn't get rid of it. I tried plugging it into different ports on my computer. It was plugged into the front. I tried it on the back. It doesn't matter what I do. It was a waste of money. I bought it on Amazon, and yeah, that was just a total waste, I guess, because it doesn't work very well at all. I might invest in like a snowball instead, but I honestly think that the iPhone is pretty remarkable considering how good the audio still is. It's not perfect. I do want to have better audio in my videos, but for now, the iPhone actually does a really good job. So thank you, Fox, for your question on Twitter. Brooke on Twitter asks, why did you start making videos? Have you told your husband about your YouTube channel? If not, why? You said you would tell him at 100, now you're at 150. Favorite Sims 4 Townie, favorite Sims 4 World? Those are really good questions, so thank you, Brooke. Why did you start making videos? I started making videos because I don't know, I've been watching other Simmers for such a long time, and it looks like a lot of fun to be able to put your stories out there, and I kind of thought I might do a good job at it. And I think that the way that I play Sims is, I don't know, kind of interesting. I wanted to do my aspirations challenge. I mean, I just started it now. It took me a really long time to actually get to that point, but I thought that I don't know, I thought I might add something kind of interesting to the Sims community, and I really wanted to be a part of it. So that is why I started making videos. Have you told your husband about your YouTube channel? If not, why? I have not told my husband about my YouTube channel. Why? I don't really know why. I think because I've just been enjoying having this to myself so much, and I don't know that he would fully understand how important this is to me. Like, he knows I love The Sims, but he kind of is like, you're a freak. Like, you're obsessed with this game. He knows that I play this game, and I always have. But I think that it's just going so well. I don't want to have to explain myself to anyone. Not that I don't think he would support me. I know that he would. It's just that I like this, and it feels like I live this double life because he has no idea that this is what I'm doing. He has no idea that he leaves the house and I start talking to myself. He doesn't know that. And I don't know, I just think it's kind of fun. Even the sneaking around part, like it's not really sneaking, but I just like the idea that this is kind of like my secret, and it's just this hobby of mine that I get to do, and I don't have to share it with anybody. I get to share it with you guys, and to me that is more than enough. I have the support from the simming community, and I just don't think I need my husband's support. I'm good. I'm good on that. I eventually will tell him. I was going to tell him at 100 subs, but then I realized just how much I love doing this, and I didn't want anything to change. I want to keep enjoying this. I want to keep it to myself. It's just going so well. I don't want to mess with that. And I don't want him to watch my videos, and I know that he will. That's kind of my biggest reason, is that he will subscribe to my channel and he'll watch all my videos and comment on all of them, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want him to stay away. I feel like this is just my thing, and I don't want to share it with him. So eventually I will. I don't know when. It depends on how much my channel grows, I guess. He'll probably figure it out at some point. It's funny because I bought that microphone and it came with these two little I don't know what the word is, jacks, I guess, and they were just laying on the computer desk. I forgot to put them away. Like I hid my microphone because I don't want to be like, what the hell is this? So I hid it, and then he came into the house and he was like, what is this wire? And I was like, oh, I just found that. He's like, oh, okay, and just throws it in the computer desk. So I really think he has no idea. Which is kind of fun for me. I don't know why. It's kind of fun. I think it's kind of like an inside joke with myself that I do this and he has no idea. So yeah, we have a very close relationship. It's not that. It's just that I enjoy having this to myself. But I will tell you guys when I tell him, or when he figures it out. I'll definitely tell you guys. I would love to have him do stuff on my channel too, like build a house, and we can make fun of it and stuff like that, because like he's terrible in The Sims. He thinks he can play this game and it's laughable. He cannot. So yeah, that's why I haven't told my husband. That's the long-winded reason why. So I'm glad that I have your guys' support. That means a lot to me, because I do need support through this, and it's easier when you've got people to talk to about The Sims, and that's what you guys are for. So my favorite Sims 4 townie, Sims 4 townie. Well, I hate Eliza Pancakes just like everybody else. I think it's her face that I hate. I think that's what it is. But my favorite townie, I like the Heckings a lot. But I can't pick just one. I do like both the Heckings, and honestly, I don't like many of the townies, just because you see them all the time and they're so boring. Like, I see the land grabs and I'm like, get out of here. Or Marcus Flex, and I'm not into it. I don't really like the townies very much. But I think the only ones that I see that I get excited about are the Heckings. So I'm going to say Brent and Brant Hecking. Both of those guys. Favorite Sims 4 world. Brindleton Bay for sure is my favorite. I do like the idea of Del Sol Valley, but I feel like the size of it and certain aspects kind of made it a bit of a fail in my books. So I don't know. I think they could have done really well with Del Sol Valley, but I don't know. It just didn't come through all the way for me. So I think, yeah, Brindleton Bay is definitely my favorite, and San Myshuno is my second. So thank you, Brooke, for your questions on Twitter. Lucas Centauri asks, favorite Sims game and why? Well, if it's Sims 4 we're talking about, it would definitely be Seasons. That's my favorite pack so far that we've had. Seasons and Cats and Dogs are pretty close. They both just add exactly what I need in my game, which is seasons and pets. For some reason, I need those things in order for it to feel realistic. So I would say those are definitely my favorites. The Sims 3, the Generations, I think it was called, pack, that was my favorite Sims 3 pack. I loved it so much, and I kind of wish they would do something similar with the Sims 4. I know we got the Parenthood pack, but it just didn't add quite as much as I wanted in comparison to Generations. But yeah, for Sims 4, I'd definitely say it's Seasons and Cats and Dogs. So thank you, Lucas Centauri, for your question. And Jessica, what food combinations do you really enjoy? What movie can you watch over and over without ever getting tired of? What food combinations? Right now my obsession is craft dinner, three cheese craft dinner with Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce. I don't know why. I don't normally like spicy food, but lately I've just been on a kick with buffalo sauce. It's true. I put that shit on everything. It's so good. And that's been my snack lately. Another weird combination I like is apple slices and cheese. Like you cut up apples and cheese and eat them together. I don't know. That might be weird, but like I got it from people like saying that they like apple pie with cheese. I always thought that was so weird, but I get it now. I kind of understand it. And what movie can I watch over and over without ever getting tired of it? I think Mean Girls. I really love Mean Girls. I think I can watch that just over and over. It's not my favorite movie. My favorite movie is Titanic, but I can't watch it over and over again because it would depress me, I think. So yeah, Mean Girls. What food have you never eaten but would really like to try? It's a hard one, actually. I've never tried calamari. I've had the opportunity, but I've just never gone there. I kind of would like to try it, actually. I don't mind seafood, so I don't know. I think to me it kind of weirds me out, like the idea of like eating squid. It just freaks me out. But I still want to try it. I don't know if I can get there yet. What's the most interesting building you've ever seen or been in? I mean, I haven't really traveled that much. I've been to the States and I've been to Mexico, but I mean, I've never been to really cool buildings. Actually, I think, does the Magic Kingdom in Disneyland count? I think that's the most interesting building I've ever been in, honestly. That's kind of sad, but I can't think of anything else. That's the most amazing building I've ever been in. My husband and I are actually going back to Disneyland in January. Well, not back. He's never been. I'm going back. I haven't been since I was like 11, but yeah, we're going to Disneyland in January, and I'm super excited for that. So I'll check out the Magic Kingdom again and just double check that it's the most impressive building I've ever been in, but I'm pretty sure that it is. What animal or plant do you think should be renamed? That's a hard one. I don't know. Nope. Pass. I don't know. I'm not that creative. If someone narrated your life, who would you want it to be? Morgan Freeman, for sure. What picture, movie, or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you watch it? Basically anything from Friends. I don't know. Well, an example is the other day my brother and I discovered this video I just saw it on Facebook, but it was a chicken wearing pants and walking around wearing these pants, and I mean, we laughed for like an inappropriately long time and just like giggled like school kids over this. And even if I see it or think about it now, I think that's hilarious. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of right now is chicken wearing pants. That's probably my answer to that. So that is all the questions that I got on Twitter. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted a question. You guys really helped fill out this video a little bit because it is super long. It took a long time to get this build done. I didn't want to speed it up to like a crazy amount because then you don't really see anything happening. But now we can definitely start talking about the build a little bit more. So this house, I think the 70s vibe is really coming through. I thought maybe there could be 2 parents and 2 teenagers living in this house. So I did this. There are 2 bedrooms downstairs. I did like a girly flower power kind of room. I thought it was quite like 70s inspired, but in a different way, like with the bright colors. So that's what this room is now. And then the other room, I thought maybe a teenage boy was in that room. It did have some girly kind of things like candles and flowers, and I just took them out and put in some guy stuff instead, because it was a guest room, and then I was like, nah, I want to add some, like I put in like a guitar and a keyboard and thought like this is perfect for a teenage boy. So I did that instead. I do bounce around a lot in this build because I don't know, I felt so frazzled. Like I felt confident what I was doing and I'm super happy with how it turned out, but I kept bouncing around like, no, I want to do this, and I couldn't really decide exactly what order I should be doing this in. So I mean, I bounce back and forth, but eventually it gets done. I think what really brings this build together and makes it look super 70s is the brown carpet. That's got to be it. Like as soon as you put the brown carpet in, you're like, oh yeah, we're in the 70s. Walking through this house in first person, but just in camera mode is really cool because you do feel like it's a bit of a throwback. You do feel like you're in a 70s house, and that's what made me feel like I did a good job on this, because you actually feel like you're in this house when you're walking through. And what I really like about this house is that I didn't use any kind of floor plans on Google like I normally do. I just kind of winged it, and I think it turned out really well. At first I was thinking like, what am I doing? This is a disaster. Like, the floor plan makes no sense. But now I kind of think it's the coolest floor plan I've ever done. It's just really interesting how like one side of the house is like this own separate little cube. It almost seems like it was an addition, because the side of the house that has the dining room and then the master bedroom upstairs, it's a weird little addition, I think, but it looks really good and I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to live in this house. I'm hoping to use it for my decades challenge when we get to the 70s. I know that's not happening for a while. We're only in like the early 1900s, but I definitely want to use this house for my decades challenge. I think it's just perfect. I'm really, really happy with it. The use of like the brick and the brown shag carpet, I mean, it's not actually shag, but I picture it being shag, is what really gave it that 70s vibe, I think. And the living room, I think, might be my favorite room. I just love like the green couch, and I do love the master bedroom too, actually. Honestly, I like them all. The doors that came with Get Famous are so perfect. They have like those star-shaped doorknobs. I remember my grandma's house had those, and I mean, that's the most 70s house I can think of. I mean, she's renovated since then, but I definitely think that the doorknobs brought this together. I loved all the items that came with Get Famous, and all I want to do lately is make builds using that stuff. I did do an apartment as well as part of a collab with another simmer, and I'm calling it the retro chic apartment, because I did use the same retro items, but more in like a chic way, not in like this outdated 70s way, because you can go either way. These things are kind of making a comeback in a kind of different way. So yeah, this one is like an old 70s house, and the other one is like a very chic retro house. So it's fun that you can use them in different ways like that. Here I am struggling with those freaking blinds, my god, or curtains, I guess. They did not want to snap into place. And then I found a whole bunch of different items like these, what is that even? Like a wood backdrop almost that I wanted to use, and I actually came up with a kind of a creative idea for, like, here I'm trying to use that again because I wanted to add some kind of little detail like that in the room, and it just wasn't working over there. So eventually what I do is take those room separators and actually put it in that doorway there. I was picturing that archway in the bedroom as just being the entrance to the room, but I actually changed that over a little bit, and I think you'll see it a little bit later. I think what I did was really creative. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out really well. In the bathroom, I found this like pea green color, and I thought it was perfect. I kind of wish that the like the tub and the toilet and stuff came in those like green colors that you see in the 70s, but they only had a minty color, and that didn't really work for me. That was more 80s or 90s, I think. And I also put green carpet in the bathroom. I thought that was so perfect because I remember my grandma's house had carpet in the bathroom, and to me that is so gross, but that is super 70s, so I did put some carpet in the upstairs bathroom. And yeah, I spent a lot of time in this master bedroom trying to make it look perfect. I think it looks really good. I'm just so happy with this house. And what's really disappointing, I have to rant about this. What's really disappointing is that I went in to take my screenshots and the ceilings are still super dark. I was hoping that they would have fixed that issue with the new patch that came out, but they did not, and it's actually really making me angry. Like, I'm not just inconvenienced by this, I'm actually angry at the Sims team for not fixing this, because it's ruining our builds. I've noticed that little Simsy has been posting videos and she's having the same issue. All of her screenshots, the ceilings are really dark, and it ruins the screenshot, it ruins the build. And so I'm still gonna post this video, but I am not happy about that. It frustrates me when we pay money for a pack and it kind of ruins our game almost. Like, I did not purchase Get Famous for, I think it was like $51.99 Canadian, so that my builds could be ruined. Like, let's fix this, please. So I did post on Twitter. I think I posted like twice now saying like, hey, let's actually fix this now, because I'm done with the crappy screenshots and the dark ceilings. I want my nice light ceilings to come back. So yeah, that's pretty much my rant. You will notice in the screenshots that it doesn't look very good. And downstairs I did another half bath. So yeah, there's a half bathroom there, and then on the other side, that could be a bedroom easily, but I turned it into more like a card room, or like a games room. It could be an office too as well, but I figured they didn't really have 70s or computer rooms in the 70s, so I just turned it into, I think I put a bookshelf and a karaoke machine and a card table. Maybe the dad likes to play poker, so I put that in there. It's just a pretty small room, but like I said, it could definitely be used as anything you want. Just kind of more of a bonus room. And then I think, I'm trying to remember what I put in there. Yeah, I put the karaoke machine in the corner, like why not, and a fish tank, and just a picture on the wall. Nothing too exciting. That room's pretty boring, but I think I only took one screenshot of that room. It's not that exciting. And then I think I was just adding a few more details to the living room. I just wanted this build to be perfect, and so it took me a while to kind of add all these details and make it the way that I pictured. And then at the what is that even called? Like, it's kind of a deck, but it's covered. I did put a hot tub out there as well. I moved around some things, and I didn't actually include much of the landscaping in the video, or actually any of it really. The outside, I did sort of cut it out because the video was pretty long, and I didn't want to fill it up with the landscaping and the kind of boring stuff. You'll see in the screenshots how it turned out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that 70s build. Thanks to everyone who submitted a question. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments. And I would appreciate it so much if you could subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And thanks so much for watching.